It is another day for the treatment of her dislocated arm, and Ifwa's mother has brought her to the bone setter. It's been 10 months, but Ifwa still cries from the injury she sustained during delivery. She is one of many children born at a health facility and supervised by a midwife with question marks. She has left unpleasant marks on the bodies of babies and in the hearts of some women who went through her. Ifwa was lucky to have come out with a fractured hand. This baby, which appears to be pulled with much force, did not survive. It weighed 4 kilograms, and medical experts say it should have been delivered through cesarean section, but that was not done. It came out as well-formed boy, but could not see the world. Selassie, the mother of this baby, did not want to speak to us in the course of this investigation. But like Ifwa's mother, she is not the only woman to have gone through the traumatic experience at New Generation Medical Center. Some women lost their children under disturbing circumstances at the same facility. Kate, a beautician, recounts her experience at the facility when a scan showed she had at least 1 week to deliver.
If we say we are waiting for ambulance, it will take late.
The matron, Francisca Quack, gave her a labor inducement pill called Cytotec and asked her to go home.
I went through pain from 10 a.m. But when she gave me the injection around 9, I was still enduring the pains till 6 p.m.
When the labor pains became unbearable, she rushed to the clinic with her fiancé, who was not allowed into the labor ward. While in pain, she claimed the nurses mocked her. She eventually lost her baby.
Initially, my baby was kicking, yes, because my baby was very strong.
Okay.
He used to kick me, and I'll be even crying. So when they started pressing on my stomach, he stopped. Like, I didn't feel him again.
Conventionally, newborn babies are handed over to their mothers as their first sign of bonding. But in this instance, Kate said that did not happen. The baby didn't cry, a sign that it was not healthy.
So I asked her, why is my baby not crying? And she was like, oh, he's tired. So I forced her to put him on me. It didn't even take like a minute, and she took it and they placed him on a chair.
When all efforts proved futile, the resident doctor was invited.
So someone went to call the doctor, but I didn't hear what they were saying because I was in pain. So I saw his face expression because his face wasn't good. But what I heard was, why didn't you come and call me? She followed him outside. I didn't know what they went outside to say. So the doctor came again and he was beating the baby.
Kate said when she was transferred to another ward without her baby, she became suspicious. A day after her son's arrival, Kate went home empty-handed. She was told her baby was at the neonatal intensive care unit at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. For 3 days, she believed this, but never saw her baby again.
Around 12 to 1, I heard ambulance outside. So I waited for the midwife. She didn't come. So the next day, I asked her, where is my baby? And she was like, when she came, I was asleep. But I wasn't sleeping. At that night, I didn't sleep because I was waiting and I was in pain too. So I was waiting for her to come and call me so that I'll go and see my baby. And she was like, she came and I was asleep. So they sent my baby to Kolebu.
Officially, the hospital did not tell you that your baby was dead?
No, they didn't tell me. It was my mother and my younger sister who told me.
The New Generation Medical Center's records showed that the baby died at stillbirth. Kate says that traumatic experience left her emotionally damaged.
I don't think I can give birth again. Maybe I'll go and maybe I'll adopt a baby. I'm scared my second one might die again.
Kate suffered this fate because of the actions of a midwife at the New Generation Medical Center, Francisca Quack. Her reproductive organ was also badly stitched that she had complications and had to go back to the hospital for restitching. She was, however, not the only person to have been caught in Francisca's alleged web of medical mishaps.
The delivery was what the problem started.
35-year-old Esther Baker delivered her baby after almost 4 hours of excruciating pain. When she finally did, she nearly bled to death.
After 4 hours to 5 hours after delivery, that's when I started bleeding uncontrollably. So I told my husband to call them. By then I was in the ward. So he quickly ran to call them to attend to me. So when they came, they realized that the rate at which I was bleeding was very scary. So she herself, she panicked. So she started calling for the doctor. The doctor also came and he was being reluctant saying this is nothing. He was then he left. So the Madam Francisca had to clean me up and all that. So I just fell unconscious. She started shouting, calling my name, give me malt to drink and all that.
At the Rich Hospital, Esther said the nurses who accompanied her from the New Generation Medical Center did not have a clue about her condition.
They were not able to answer all those questions. So within a short time, they left the Rich Hospital. So the doctors themselves had to find out a way to know about all that before attending to me. According to the conversation at Rich, it's like they give me some injections. After delivery, they gave me an injection on my left side here. I had wanted to ask them what actually it was, but by then I was in pain and I was going through some stitches, so I wasn't able to ask them what the injection particularly was. And then they gave me one medicine to chew, and then they inserted one too. But I've forgotten the name. So according to them, they suspect that's the cause of the bleeding.
The Reproductive Health Center of the Kolebu Teaching Hospital had warned in 2011 that cytotech abuse without prescription could cause infertility and even death. Esther said each time she visited the New Generation Hospital, she saw red flags but ignored them.
That place, like I said, is not a place whereby you'll be proud of to visit to do. Due to one of them things you have to go there. But upon the way they do their work and all that, I myself have decided not to go there again.
Bernice's cervix was cut to make way for the baby, but after 3 days, she noticed an unfamiliar smell from her private part.
I was washing my vagina and I realized that there was something left in my vagina. Yeah, I think it was some of the part, the fetus part they used to drain the blood. Yeah, it was left there. And no one told me that. I had not given birth before. I had no idea that I had to take it out when I come home. In the evening, my mom came home and then I showed her that you should check. I can feel something in my vagina, but I can't see if you check. So my mom had to check it because she realized that, oh, the fetus part was there.
She's doing better now, but remains traumatized.
Because I'm very hurt. Maybe I can't want and say, if someone told me Pastor will go there, I'll tell them you should go there.
President of the Midwives Association of Ghana, Mary Ofosu, described Francisca's action as unconventional and inconsistent with midwifery practice.
We don't force to induce labor. As said earlier on, depends on the condition. We have indications for induction of labor. And before you can even induce labor as a midwife, it has to be prescribed by a specialist. A midwife cannot do induction on her own. There must be a medical officer or specialist around. You should also have a theater around because induction can fail. So when you induce and it fails, we need to take the client to theater. So you need to get all those things around. You can do induction of labor when the client is post-date. That one, the doctor can't prescribe induction of labor. Or when there is maybe some medical condition like pregnancy-induced hypertension. That one too depends on the gestation. Induction of labor can be done. And when you do induction, the client has to be under your care or should be on admission so that you monitor her.
Ifwa's mother, Zekia, said the New Generation Medical Center in Dansoman was not the first time she was opting for a service at a private clinic, but the experience left her with bitter memories forever. Zekia's baby survived, but her left hand was motionless, a condition doctors call ebb palsy. Experts say it's typically caused by a physical injury during delivery, damaging the network of nerves near the neck that provides movement and feeling to the shoulder, arm, hand and fingers.
Intebedu baby no me say ofre doctor. Inti doctor buy no. And catch and say, I've been telling you of this. Whenever you see the angle has come, you just twist the angle this way, then you pull it. Emi say akola no oba no. Onu ma me say akola na bie ni nsem. Inti wo hu, inti ye difficult man no. Intebedu baby na akola na yesi. O si kwan. Inti oso onu so onye the best. Inti ontumi na no free doctor. Inti doctor na be che ni say anko onye ni say, onye ni say, onye ni say no ontwen. E na akola ne bai. Akola nso bai na akola no nhome. Nhome nti omo de ni share bibi kitua mu e no mo man oxygen. E no mo ma akola no oxygen, omo ma mi so oxygen. Nti echire e na akola nse se osu. Minim se tatam ne nse ne yi ana. E na akola na yesa na.
Zekia said when she called Francisca to report the state of little Ifwa, her response was that many newborns had such defects.
When we went there, and she said, oh, this thing is normal. It has been happening to the babies. Even if you go to Kwalebu, you will see a lot of children with that. So she not panic. She not panic. So she told me to bring the baby. She took the baby to the doctor. I don't know whether she went and showed it to him, whether she just reached at the gate and turned back. Oh, yeah, I don't know for that. You see.
So when she came back, what did she tell you?
She told me that our doctor said the baby will be fine because if you take it to Kwalebu, you will see plenty children with this. So I should not panic, I should not worry.
Zekia took Ifwa to a traditional bone setter.
I took the baby to those men who have been pulling hands for the babies now. And through Allah, that man too did his best. He helped us until the hands become normal.
Back at the New Generation Medical Center, the medical director, Dr. Ralph Obing Owusu, who worked with Francisca for almost 30 years, had received complaints from clients about Francisca, including cases of extortion. In the course of the Fourth Estate investigations, Dr. Owusu sacked her. But Francisca got a job at Adams Family Specialist Clinic, about 3 kilometers away from the New Generation Medical Center. On November 30, 2021, an undercover agent of the Fourth Estate visited Francisca at the Adams Family Specialist Clinic, her new workplace. On February 2, 2022, the Fourth Estate confronted Francisca about the allegations leveled against her.
Are you a qualified midwife? No. Okay. But how long have you practiced?
for 34 years.
34 years. Wow, that's a lot of experience.
Because my grandmother is a midwife.
Oh, okay.
What is your level of education?
Went to O level.
O level. Which school?
Went to Ebenezer Secondary.
Which year did you complete?
86.
So when you completed, where was your first job?
My first job was at the Sudan Cream. As a receptionist.
Receptionist.
So
you were not an orderly?
I'm a receptionist.
When the Fourth Estate team asked Francisca about Kate's ordeal, she said the issue was making her sleepless. Francisca admitted that the New Generation Medical Center fabricated the story about the death of Kate's child.
The father, the mother were around. The husband, he said we shouldn't let him before how she would behave. She never know how she can go off because the way she's emotional. So the way she is. So we told her because no man is so that she can gain her daughter back. Yeah.
But it's been 1 year now, and she herself, you haven't told her officially that the baby is dead. Why?
Sorry to say, one, like what I said, it is the you see how the patient is behaving. One, to the relative, that is the mother, the father, they were all hey, we don't come and be there, and the young people, you can go for your baby now come. Yeah, people now come, we are 2 or 3 days. Sometimes we tell them to come back in 3 days. And so we go to doctor's place.
The medical director of the facility, Dr. Owusu, condemned the act. He said he was also angry when he saw the outcome of the restitching of Kate's cervix. In the case of Esther, who nearly bled to death, Francisca absolved herself of any blame, but she admitted inducing her with the birth inducement pill, Cytotec.
When I look at you, remember I say do something, we'll read it. Into my name, you're going to Cytotec, repeat in the rectum. Doctor was around, so we call doctor. Doctor came, your managers here. Drip Nadi. When my friend said breathing stuff, in a way also what breathing pass, I think we should be fair. Yeah, man, 50 milligram. Ubum, Cytotec, ubum 4. 1 tablet, ubum 4, nobody 15. I said to
but doctors even attributed the bleeding to the Cytotec that was given to her.
The 5 milligram was Cytotec.
Yes, that's what doctors said.
And only the 5 minutes.
For Bernice, who had a pad left in her vagina and had to return for its removal and restitching, Francisca had an excuse.
Maybe,
yeah.
Maybe a intention say you be just asking. Sometimes you say your partner maybe will be different. You the parkour until you catch or say over. You could do so. Go pardon me. GP, what is it? GP. What is it? Where they?
Some midwives who worked with Francisca's case said she interfered and dictated what should be done, although some of her practices defied conventional midwifery practices.
I didn't really know if she was a professional midwife because there were times her procedures be and you would prompt her and she would tell you that she knows better. She knows what she's doing. This when I received the baby, we know that newborns, you don't expose them, you don't have to clean all there is this creamy things on them called Venus accusa. You have to clean them all up because it keeps them warm. And she told me that that was what I learned in school, and that is not what I'm supposed to do on the field. If I do that, my babies are going to smell bad when they grow up. So I was leaving things for her because what I was taught is different from what she was doing.
Almost all Francisca Quay's patients who spoke with the Fourth Estate alleged that they paid money ranging 400 to 800 cedis without receipts as hospital bills during delivery. The practice defeats Ghana's free maternal health care policy.
The 100 cedis, they didn't provide a receipt. But with these 600 they are talking about, I myself have decided to go there and then ask for receipts and the breakdown of whatever causes the 600 Ghana cedis.
Under that policy, pregnant women are entitled to free registration with the National Health Insurance Scheme, free healthcare services till the time of delivery and 90 days after delivery. The medical director of the New Generation Medical Center, Dr. Ralph Osuobing, who did not agree to a recorded interview with the Fourth Estate, admitted that Francisca did not qualify to perform the duties of a midwife. Dr. Owusu also said the litany of medical errors which happened at the facility could be blamed on his naivety. The medical director of the Adams Family Specialist Clinic, Dr. Nana Odro Isman, in a meeting with the Fourth Estate on February 3, 2022, admitted that the clinic employed Francisca Quay as a midwife assistant due to her experience. He admitted that there was no due diligence into Francisca's employment history. In another meeting with the Fourth Estate on February 11, 2022, Dr. Isman refused a recorded interview. He said there was no midwife at the Adams Family Specialist Clinic known as Francisca Quay.
We wish to state that there has not been the employee of our facility any midwife named Francisca Quay. To this end, we are not in a position to grant you an interview as requested. We are by this bringing to your attention that our facility has no association with any midwife by name Francisca Quay and should not in any way be associated with any publication concerning and or involving the said Francisca Quay. Your adherence to this will be very much appreciated. In the event of your failure to do so, we will not hesitate to initiate the appropriate redress procedures.
This contradicted his earlier admission to the Fourth Estate on February 11, 2022 that he had employed Francisca Quay as a midwife assistant. Besides, it was in the premises of the Adams Family Specialist Clinic that Francisca, who was at work, apologized to her victims when the Fourth Estate met her. The Registrar of the Nursing and Midwifery Council, Felix Nyante, said the law requires that nurse assistant must be trained by accredited institutions and licensed by the Nursing and Midwifery Council, NMC.
Whatever we do, we are guided by this Act, Act 2013, Act 857. And so, if somebody says, I'm trained on the job, you don't pass through our regulatory mechanisms. You cannot put your hands on your chest to say, I'm a midwife. And then and when we don't also pronounce on you that you are a midwife by virtue of the fact that, one, you meet the entry requirements to go to school, any of the accredited midwifery training schools. Two, if you don't gain admission per the entry requirements to any of the accredited nursing and midwifery training schools. Two, if you don't follow the structured curriculum to be trained, and the training, let me add that it is both theory and practice. So you are put in a classroom to be trained, you are sent to the hospital to be also gain some clinical skills. Three, if you don't sit and pass the licensing exams, if you are not registered by the council, you cannot say, I am a registered midwife.
Francisca was not exempted. Mr. Nyante said it was possible for a Quack midwife to escape their regulatory scrutiny despite their regular monitoring exercise.
I've said it's like a tadpole. You see, regulation started in the days of creation. You remember when God created Adam and Eve and he put a tree in the Garden of Eden and he said, do this. Don't do that. Do this. The day man took the laws into his own hands, the wrath of God came upon man. So nobody naturally wants to be regulated. Even in our homes, your children, even you yourself, media people. Naturally, nobody wants to be regulated. But if we come under regulation, it becomes good for the individual, the community, and the nation at large.
What's it called? What's it called? You call baby.
To me now.
So you mean that you are thinking much about your job than the people you attend to as patients? Is that the case?
In a response to a letter by the Fourth Estate, the Health Facility Regulatory Authority, HEFRA, said the examination of files from New Generation Medical Center and Adams Family Specialist Clinic did not have Francisca Quay's name on their staff roll at the time HEFRA inspected the facilities. Sources say Francisca Quay has currently resigned from the Adams Family Specialist Clinic and gone into hiding.